Hello. Today I'm going to continue my revisiting series by revisiting Thoma, whom I love, I adore, but he's not... Okay, listen, I'm trying to choose my words carefully here. No shade to the Thoma mains. I love Thoma, I do. He's just... He's not the best character, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So for me, I just kinda stopped using him. But that changes today because even though he is hard for me to kind of slot into teams because I just almost always have better options, I still love his character. I love the way he plays. Like, his movements are really smooth. He's fun. I just have to accept the fact that if I'm gonna use my Thoma, it's just gonna be overworld, whatever, having fun kind of a team. So this journey, like my Razor one, is not going to be a super long one because Thoma's already level 80. I already raised his talents to 688 when I initially got him. So there's like not a lot of work to be done. Really what I just have to do is ascend him, level him to 90, and then maybe raise his talents. We'll do maybe 699 and also take a look at some artifacts. Maybe see what like max potential Thoma could be if I gave him Staff of Homa, if I gave him my best artifacts. We'll try out maybe like Shield Bot Thoma, DPS Thoma, see how that goes. I think it'll be just fun to kind of revisit characters just for the fact that I think they're fun. And Thoma's one of those characters. So, you know, we don't have to go into Abyss or for a character to be like the hardest hitter for us to enjoy them. So I'm just gonna revisit my Thoma, give him the love he deserves. It's been a long time coming. Let's get into the video. Okay, so here we are with our Thoma. As you can see, level 80. I have materials to ascend him. I just have to craft a few of these gems. And I believe I should have enough books. I haven't been farming them, but I just get them from the battle pass. So I think I should be good on that. We'll see. Unfortunately, I only have C1 Thoma. I would love to do like this whole video at a C6 Thoma, but realistically that might not happen for like, I don't know, like a year. When that day comes, if I can get C6 at some point, then maybe I'll do like a final kind of revisit. But for now, we're just gonna stick with C1. But notable constellations, C4 is really good for kind of helping some of Thoma's energy problems because he does have energy problems, which is kind of what makes him difficult to use. So that's kind of like the main constellation that unfortunately I don't have. But you know, c'est la vie, we're gonna work with it. So this time I will do a little before showcase with what my Thoma is running right now. Okay, hello. So I'm obviously looking a little different. I'm back on a different day because I messed some things up with the Thoma testing. Basically what happened was I was testing Thoma kind of like he was a Zhongli or a Diona, not understanding how he worked in his kit really. And so the conclusion I came to was his shield's terrible. But it's actually not terrible. And now that I've kind of built my Thoma differently and I'm using him properly, his shield's actually pretty good. Thoma might have a place in certain teams, and if you like him, then of course he'll have a place in your team if you want him to. And he's actually a pretty good shield. So before I get ahead of myself, let me just hop on, show you what I did differently, talk about the mistakes I made with Thoma, because if you treat Thoma like your other shielders, you're gonna have a bad time. So let me revisit this, give Thoma the proper recognition he deserves because he's a lot better than I actually thought he was. Alrighty, so here's the team I've kind of been using Thoma in recently. Obviously, he works best in a Hu Tao team, but I don't have Hu Tao. I've actually been finding this is a fun team, like it works. I'm gonna bring it in Abyss today just to see how Thoma's shield holds up there. But yeah, I was running Razor with Zhongli because I found that since I've been reusing my Razor, revisiting a Razor video, I'll put it above somewhere, that was the first of this series. I found that I've been wanting to use Razor with the shield because he's just, you know, a very selfish on field, a lot DPS, and he ends up taking a lot of damage when he's on the field, especially because he has Serpent Spine. So I've been finding that I really need a shield with him. It's not just enough to have like a Benny buff. So I was running Zhongli with him, but by running Thoma, I can get Pyro Resonance and use Thoma, who is super cute, which is obviously one of his main advantages. So what I was doing before was I was throwing out Thoma shield and then just kind of waiting for Mago Kenki to attack me to see how much damage the shield could take. You can't use your Thoma like that. So obviously he's not going to compare to Zhongli, but I was so surprised that his shield was breaking before my Diona's. So both she and Thoma were level 80 at the time, but Diona's talents were like 466 and I had raised my Thoma previously to be like 688. He's 699 now. I was really shocked that Diona was taking more Kenki damage than Thoma. considering that Thoma's talents were way higher. So it was surprising and I did not understand, and I was like, am I doing something wrong? Yes, I was. Here's the thing about Thoma. With Thoma, to get the most out of his shield, you have to be doing normal hits in between. And when you do that, you actually do get a good amount of uptime on his shield. I believe in theory you can actually get 100% uptime with constellations. I don't have the constellation that I think would do that for you. It might be like a C2 kind of a thing. Also C4 will help with the energy being restored. That'll solve some energy recharge problems. It's a good shield when you actually use it properly. In the first trial, what I was doing was I ended up running like a Pyro burst Thoma / DPS Thoma and having more fun with that. It was still fun, but obviously Thoma's not really meant to be a damage dealer. He doesn't scale very well for doing damage. Compared to the shield, I was like, well, this is better. No, here's what I did differently. First of all, initially I gave Thoma the Staff of Homa because I thought like, it's a 5-star weapon, it'll raise his HP. How could it be bad? I think this is an instance where the 4-star weapon's actually better for him, because the thing is like, you really don't need that crit damage on Thoma. Like, forget everything you knew about crit rate, crit damage. You don't need it on Thoma. I think the way to go with Thoma is just stack HP, get the energy recharge you need. That's it. Like, that's all you need to do with your shield Thoma, okay? So 238.1 ER I think is a kind of a sweet spot if you have below C4 Thoma before, you know, you get that 15 energy. For me, this has been good. Like I said, crit rate, crit damage, forget about her. We don't know her, okay? So HP, we got 32,402. It's less than with Staff of Homa, which is why I was using Staff of Homa to get that extra bump in HP. Just forget about it. This is fine. Like, this works. Trust me. All right, so let's go do the Kenki test with the proper Thoma, with a proper rotation. And I will show you that it's actually quite good. All right, so what I've been enjoying personally is maybe give it a little Thoma, a little Kazu, Thoma alt. Maybe we'll do a Kazu alt here. Honestly, even keeping Benny up in this time is kind of like not a necessity. Then you can like do some Razor stuff, you know? And as we can see, we still have the Thoma shield. Let's see if it withstands this. So as you can see, I took no damage there, right? The shield withstood that, and I did not iframe it or anything. So let's see what we can do here. See? Shield just broke just now, and we're back to getting some energy back. So this is kind of where that C4 might kind of come in handy. Like, I could probably have Thoma's burst back by now. Also, I could probably have Thoma's burst back if I wasn't using Razor, because I could probably swap out to other characters to get some energy. But if you're using Razor because you need the shield, then this is kind of what we're doing here. Uh-oh. Okay, poor Benny. So it broke that time, but... So as you can see, we did still take some damage. Benny died, which is, you know, unfortunate. But the shield holds up if you have your rotations down pat too. I bet it's much smoother. I'm not super used to this team yet. I'm still getting used to how the rotation should go. But the shield holds up. So obviously... The thing is, if you're looking to just throw out a shield, then Thoma's not gonna work because his shield is really weak if you don't have time to do your normal attacks in between. But is he completely unusable? Like, no, of course not. And if you want to use him, then you can. He's not useless. I can't slot him into a Hu Tao team because, like I said, I don't have Hu Tao. But that would work well because then you have the Pyro resonance with your Hu Tao and your Thoma. So before I did like a DPS Thoma kind of build, I'll probably just end up using that footage because that was an accurate representation of like probably what you could do in terms of damage Thoma, which is not a lot, by the way, but it's still fun. So the thing with Thoma is his burst has like kind of a weird internal cooldown. So he's not like Xingqiu in the sense that he can always be proccing vape or reactions. And from what I understand, again, I don't have Hu Tao, but this is what I've heard, he can kind of eat Hu Tao's vaporized reactions, which would not be great because obviously Hu Tao's gonna be the stronger one to react with. So he does have his disadvantages. I mean, really, well, the conclusion I've come to is that he kind of just meant to be a shield, right? Like, this could be a shielder and it works just fine. So we will take Thoma into Abyss. I will say that his shield is pretty good and I've been enjoying it in the overworld. Is it like gonna be enough for the Abyss? Probably not. Also keeping in mind that like bringing Razor to floor 12, he's not my strongest DPS. Like, I've been having fun using him again, but I would usually run just like, you know, pure meta teams for Abyss because you're just trying to like get through it, get the rewards. It's fun to switch it up just to see if you can, but I will say that when it comes to Abyss content, I have been trying it out lately with Thoma. His shield can and will break. It will break, it will break. Like, it is good for kind of throwing off the big hits at you, but you do have to keep healed. You can't do this like without a healer like I do sometimes with Zhongli, and you've got to keep on top of your rotations and your energy because if you don't, then you're not going to refresh your shield and you will die. Let's test him out in a bit. All right, so let's give this a try. And again, my rotations here, like, not optimal. I'm still trying to like figure out exactly what I should be doing. Like maybe I should even be ulting Thoma right after I do his skill. Like there's probably better ways to do this. Also, you'll notice that little like timer thingy goes off above the character's head. That I think has to do with Thoma's shield. Like I'm pretty sure that is the shield telling you like, hey, you auto attacked and now you got more time on my shield. Like correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what that means. See that little timer that just happened? That was the guy that we're looking for. Okay, now we'll do a Razor ult. See if we can not take damage. Oh, we took some damage. We took a lot of damage. Okay, so this guy refreshed his health. I'm not paying attention super hard to like... Oh, Razor died. Alright, let me try it again. Let me try the ult right after the skill, and then we'll do some Razor stuff. I am withstanding those initial blows. Okay, my shield did uphold that. So another thing that I learned is when you do the ult, it basically just like refreshes your shield and it stacks. So that is also why you want to keep the ult up. Guy, let's do a little shield. So as you can see, it did like absorb that Nobushi hit just there. It can't take a ton of them. As you can see, the shield's already gone. So this is the problem you're probably going to run into, you know, just that his shields can't handle like an absolute barrage of attacks. Yeah, so see, in instances like that, like it did work. It's just, it's a little more finicky, I've found, than other shields, and it's just, I guess the ultimate conclusion is it's just not as reliable as a Zhongli or even a Diona shield. Okay, nice. So just for like an example, I have both Diona and Zhongli in this team, and these are characters that you just throw the shield out and the protection is like what it is. Like it's just there. Let's use both of them. Double shield, why not? If you're looking for just like a throw it out and you know you're not gonna take damage, like you're like, oh shoot, I'm gonna get hurt, throw out your shield, then that's gonna be your better choice as a Diona or Zhongli. I mean, Zhongli, you're just gonna be your better choice anyway, right, for shield. 2 stars, Thoma team. Thoughts, conclusion, I'm probably gonna jump back to the first me you saw when I was doing this initial testing, when I do that DPS, sub DPS kind of a build, because that is, you know, an accurate representation of that kind of Thoma. But initially what I said was I'd prefer that build just because like the shield was so underwhelming to me. But now knowing what I know, I'm definitely team shield Thoma. Slap an energy recharge weapon on him, get the ER you need, get as much health as you can, you're good. Okay, so I'm gonna jump back to past me doing the sub DPS Pyro burst thing, and I will come back to share my thoughts. Alright, so I'm kind of confused because Diona is outperforming Thoma's shield, and look at her HP. It's like garbage. Am I doing something wrong? Like, I'm just confused. Maybe if we're gonna utilize our Thoma to the max, what we need to do is go for like a Pyro burst support. So let's try that build instead. Okay, so now instead I'm gonna do like a crit build, but still try to get enough ER. So let's try this. I'm just gonna be taking artifacts. I'm gonna do the best I can with my Thoma, and I'm gonna take artifacts the best I got. So the goblet's gonna now have to be our off piece, and we're gonna have to run a Pyro damage bonus. Also, I think I'm gonna switch the Millilith to Crimson Witch, so maybe we'll do a 2-piece Crimson Witch, 2-piece Emblem. So let me see what Crimson Witch I could yank. I don't have great Crimson Witch either, but we'll see. You know what? I could run an Energy Recharge Sands and then not need so much in the artifact. So now we do have the Pyro damage bonus and the Energy Recharge bonus. Okay, but we did lose that one artifact, had a lot of Energy Recharge on it, so we did lose some. This ratio is fine, the ratio is fine, but I'm just worried about the Energy Recharge. Okay, let's try it out. So this is more like what I would call a Thoma Pyro burst support. Let's try this build out. All right, so here I am running that same team as before. Let's look at some damage we can do. Okay, so that did, 5k, 9k, okay. Let's see what he can do. A Pyro Abyss Mage is not the best enemy to test this out, but that's fine. Okay, so let's try again. 1 hit. Okay, about 10k. Interesting. Okay, so obviously stronger. Keeping in mind his normal attack is level 6, so that could obviously be higher. All right, so I'm trying to think like, is this build also DPS Thoma? Because I'm trying to think about how I could improve this like in terms of DPS, and this is kind of what I would run, right? So this Pyro burst build is kind of like DPS Thoma now that I'm thinking about it. So maybe I should switch up the team to make Thoma the main star of the show. Okay, so now this is my idea, because obviously like Benny, Xingqiu are great supports generally, and Xingqiu's Rain Swords, we could use that with Thoma. Maybe Vape, like I don't know how easily we can proc Vape with Thoma's ult, but we'll try it. But the Shogun can help us with our energy issue at least. So we'll use the Shogun pretty much just the battery. Let's try that. All right, I changed my mind. We're gonna fight Masanori and see what Thoma can do here because he's a little more beefier and he won't die just by using my Xingqiu. So I'm gonna be really iffy on this rotation because I have no clue what I'm doing here with this team. Let's ult with Xingqiu, get some energy, and let's do a Thoma ult. Okay, 10k. Oh, okay, so you know what, actually, this is kind of, look at all those numbers with all the different things we got going on. The Electro, the Hydro, the Pyro, like, we are doing some Vapes, we are doing some Electro charges. This is kind of an interesting group, now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, let's do it again. Let's get a Benny buff kind of in there and see what that can do. Okay, so let's do a Benny ult. And then let's do a Thoma. See, the problem is I'm still having definitely energy issues is the thing. Okay, hang on. Actually, look at all the garbage I have around me. This is beautiful. Oh my gosh. Wait, I'm fascinated right now by this team. Okay, let's do that again. Hang on. First, I'll start with a Benny ult. We'll do a Xingqiu ult. We'll do a few skills. Do a Shogun skill. Do a Thoma ult. Thoma skill. Okay. Now, keep in mind, I understand that Thoma is not the reason, like, obviously the Shogun and Xingqiu and Benny are all phenomenal support slash like sub DPS, right? So this is more like a team showcase, I suppose you could call it, than like a solo Thoma showcase. But no man is an island, except for Benny when I did my solo Benny challenge. Check out that video. Like, the game is meant to be played in teams. So this is a realistic depiction of a team you could run if you like Thoma. Because let's be honest, like, sure, I'm not gonna bring Thoma to floor 12 with the Abyss, unless my goal is to not clear it in time. But the point of the game is to have fun, and if you like Thoma, like I like Thoma, and you want to bring him to 90 and you want to level his talents, like, this is a way you could use him in a great team, right? Like, this is how you could get some use out of your Thoma. All right, so I am here to do a different conclusion because the initial conclusion I came to was Thoma, bad shielder. Now my conclusion is Thoma, perfectly viable shielder. And you know what, like, as time goes on, they're obviously going to be having to make characters a little more niche, a little more specialized and different, right? Like, why would they release Zhongli 2.0 when I have Zhongli? Like, I'm not going to pull for an exact same character. I might pull for an exact same character if it was a different looking husbando. But listen, okay, in terms of utility, it's nice to have different characters fulfilling different purposes, having shields that work different ways, and Thoma is that character. So if you like him and you want to build him, is he completely useless? Like, no, not at all. I've been enjoying him in the overworld. I think he's a good shielder for that kind of a purpose. As you saw in floor 12, he's kind of hit and miss, but floors 9 through 11, I probably could bring him and be fine. It's all about, like, what kind of content you want to clear, also who you like. I will say that, like, sub DPS Pyro Burst DPS Thoma was also fun. Like, that was a crazy bunch of reactions we had going on there. That's a fun build too. So try out what you want. My recommendation, I think now, knowing what I know, is Shield Thoma. That's probably how I'll be using him going forward. I'm glad I revisited him. I'm glad to be using him more because I love his character and he's just fun. So no regrets. Another successful revisit. Paired him with Razor too, so it's like crossover. I guess, I don't know. I was definitely a Thoma denier before. I was always someone to say, like, I love Thoma, but he's kind of useless. I am retracting those statements. I apologize for the words I have said. I love Thoma. He's not useless. He has his own place in the game for sure. And build him if you want to. He's fun. So that's gonna do it for me today. Thank you for watching. If you want, feel free to check me out on Twitch. I stream over there, twitch.tv/Meejin, MEEJIIN, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! I'm just trying to say words without... I don't even know where I'm going with any... What am I doing?